This is Eva, aka Eva the Relationship Maker, where in the podcast we talk about life successes, relationships, and some amazing subjects when I have guests like today. And the gentleman who is today here, he interviewed me. His name is Jose Garcia. He's the owner and the CEO of Garcia Mobile House Academy. And it's very interesting because when he interviewed me and I watched some other people he interviews, he asks the questions very calmly, he lets them talk. And after I looked at the YouTube videos, and I'm like, okay, this is a different person. I'm not going to blink because I might miss something. And this is a compliment to you. But I said, it's like you're auctioning the house. I said, I'm in. Okay, 500, 1,000. You have so much passion when you talk about your subject that it's infectious. So can you tell me a little bit? Hi, first of all, how are you?
Good. Thank you for having me. Yes, ma'am.
So I'm curious, how did you got into that business, and what were your experiences?
Absolutely. Yes. So my name's Jose J. Garcia, owner, founder, Garcia Home University. I call it the hidden side of real estate. Mobile home manufactured housing. It is a home, but it is considered a vehicle in a way. So it's interesting how it works. I first got into it. I grew up in a mobile home a lot more, which is considered more for affordable living, sort of being, especially here in the States. But I wanted to be the next real estate flipper, the whole thing we see on TV. Everybody's flipping houses, apartments, and I wanted to do that. I knew little knowledge into it. I didn't know networking, none of that stuff. I was very green very early on. And anyway, I looked at it, I saw I didn't have the money. It was a money issue for me. Again, I didn't know, the power of networking and all that we know now, of course, through our coaches and mentors. So it was basically me do it alone. I kind of gave up on it more than a few times because, again, even what people said, well, that's a good deal. I thought, well, those are money amounts that I don't have. There's no way. So somewhere in there, I stumbled upon more so mobile homes, and somebody suggested do mobile homes, basically the same thing, right? So it kind of triggered my mind to look into them. And again, I knew a mobile home because I had grown into it, but not from a sense of an investment. But I started looking into them, and from what I had learned at the time, I thought, well, technically I can do the same thing in these, and these are cheaper is the way I saw them, and they were more affordable, easier to get into. So I kind of took my chances with that, started calling properties, park owners, communities, and just, do you have any mobile homes for sale? Do you have any? A lot of no's, many no's. Very discouraging, but you keep going. So I did, and finally, more towards the end, where I thought, this is not for me. I don't want this kind of thing. You start doubting yourself. That comes pretty easily. I stumbled upon a park that said, sure, I got a few for sale. You can come out, check them out if you think you can do something with them. He gave me the chance. I jumped all over that, of course. And sure enough, I did my very first mobile home. I ended up rehabbing most of it myself. I encounter different issues as I started getting along. I don't know how much you know about real estate, but handyman contractors are very hard to get them to work. Nobody wants to work. So I ended up doing most of that myself, and many sleepless nights, stress, who's going to want this kind of thing? But no, I put it on the market as a rental. I was going to be a landlord. And I think about 2 weeks into it, somebody reached out. A few people had asked, but nothing really, typical, just kind of wasting time, people just asking normal questions. But a couple came through and they were ready to put their deposit. Once I handed them over the keys, we had done the whole agreement. They had put their deposit. It was something about them giving me money. It just did something to, okay, so maybe this does work, kind of thing. And it just spiraled from there. I mean, I got another one, and it took time, many sleepless nights still. But that first year I ended up doing 10 mobile homes, which were 10 rentals. And now fast forward 7 years later, I've done over 400 transactions, closer to 500 deals now. And long has changed since then. I do coach people now. I am a coach, mentor, still an investor. So I do all the above, but any and everything people can think of with a mobile home, we do it. So yes, long journey, but we're here.
You know what? I watched one of your videos and I love that you went back to your first house,
Oh
the
yeah.
first. And I'm like, that's so humbling because you really realize how far you have come. And,
Yes.
all the sleepless nights, everything now is paying off. I love that,
Yes.
that idea, because I know we forget when we get to a certain point, we forget and we are never happy. We are never pleased with what we have achieved. And I love mobile homes. I love tiny homes. I think that's the future. Lots of people from, I live in BC, and lots of people from the city, they moved out close
Okay.
to the woods. They bought the land and they are building little communities. Which
Okay.
here it's very cold. Everything what is around here, it's cold. You don't know the neighbors sometimes, or So I think it's such a future. If somebody wants to start something and they want to know how, you are the man.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, I can help them. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And what are you working now? Are you having, because I liked how you present that you go in the house and you say, okay, here I can save money for the repair, there I can save money for the repair. So I think having somebody like you, it saves a lot of money and a lot of headaches. Am I right?
It can. That's my goal. I always think, and it's funny you mentioned that, going back to that house. Every time I'm in the area, I stop by that one. I don't get out and knock on it or nothing. The same people that bought it aren't there no more. But it is just that I'm in the area, and it always brings back that memory that I was here. For a little while, and I always swing by and just kind of see it. But so I don't forget that. But I always do wonder what would it have been when people ask me if you could do something different when you got started, what would it be? And I always tell them, I wish I would have got a coach, a mentor early on so that I wouldn't have wasted so much time. I did good, but I could have done them a lot better had I had guidance with me. So when I think about it that way, is one of my passions is giving back to coaching people. So I like to make it as easy. If these videos were there when I got started, I could have saved a lot of time, a lot of money, and just kind of move faster, quicker. So I think of those things like that, and I love helping people. So I make videos with easy fixes, how to get around certain things, how to look out for things. That's huge. So any way I can help somebody.
I love YouTube. It's like my coffee machine didn't work, the grinder, and I went on YouTube and I fixed it. you know,
Yes,
so,
yes.
but certain things you cannot. What would have you done if you would have not been into this business? Did you had a plan B, or this was like, this is what I want to do and that's it?
Yeah, I like to, well, I tend to do. I don't like. I mean, I do it, and it's kind of say yes and figure it out later kind of attitude. And I do that with a lot of things. I don't have a plan B. I was in corporate America. I was a logistics manager, like transportation. So that was my corporate job, which I did not like at all. Um, I don't. Some people don't belong in a job, and I say that was me. It's terrible. So I was doing that on the side. I was doing that full time, and I was doing this on the side. But very early on, I thought to myself, and maybe I watched a little too much TV, but all these people, flippers on TV, were doing it full time as their job. And I thought, that's what I want to do. I want to work for myself kind of thing, do my thing, and just do that. So that was my goal, that at one point I would be able to leave corporate America and just focus all on this. And that actually happened last year, around this time of year, where I was able to leave corporate America and just branch out to my business.
But logistics, I suppose it helps you in your business. Does it
Uh,
or not really?
no, not really. It helped me a lot. I've noticed more and more is being a third level logistics manager, managing people, managing employees and supervisors. Now, when I hire a lot of contractors and handymen, I'm able to manage them better. That did help me that way. But transportation wise, not really.
No. Are you a good boss?
I like to think so. I'm tough, but I'm fair.
You are tough and fair. That's good enough. And how you manage your day, because you must be very busy, because I'm seeing videos after videos, having being out, and you are on the job site. So how you manage your day to be able to accomplish everything?
I have some of the best coaches in the world, one being JT Fox, who has taught me
Oh,
to
I
live
don't
in
know who he is. Oh, I don't
no
know.
30-minute increments, period. No matter what you do. You
Yeah.
can schedule hours where needed, like tonight. We love to be here with you, Eva, and talk. But everything else is a day before, and I have a pad right by my side everywhere I go. 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yes, that's the only way. Because if I don't have that pad, I'm lost. I start wasting time. We lose focus. And I mean it's that constantly going and going and going. So that has helped me tremendously.
That's so true. You have to be really very organized. I have my schedule here. I have my agenda. Without that, it's like the day passed by and I didn't do anything, and then you
Oh
feel
yeah.
guilty. So, how is one of your days? Like, I know that you are scheduled. So you have your phone calls. I suppose you have the places you go. Can you describe it a little bit? If anybody gets into this business, what they can expect, how to be successful?
Well, what's worked for me best is getting up early. Treat everything like it's an 8 to 5 kind of thing. So phone calls, for instance, should be during the day, but nobody really bothers you when it's 5 in the morning. So I'm able to get up early in the morning. I get up at 6 every day, and by 8 o'clock, I've already done 2 hours worth of pure office work that I can get up, get started, get my coffee, get moving, and then comes 8 o'clock, 9 in the morning, I start making phone calls. So every day is a little different for me. I have specific days where I go out in the field, kind of what you saw there making videos. I will go out, check my properties, check out property deals, whatever I'm working on. And while I'm there, I go ahead and make a few educational videos. But it's only one, maybe 2 days a week where I'm out just all day, kind of doing that sort of thing. And the rest of it is more so structure in here in the office.
Do you think relationships are important in your kind of business?
Well, relationship as in business
As
relationship,
in
yes.
business, I'm not, I'm getting there later on, but I'm asking about the business.
uh, oh, they are amazing. For so long, naturally, I was. People say I'm not anymore, apparently, but I was an introvert. So I was very myself. I don't need nobody. I don't want anybody. Just let me be, kind of thing. And that was terrible because without relationships, I would not be where I am today. You
Mhm.
need business relationships, you need network relationships. I mean, as simple as even strategic relationships where you need to meet with people. And absolutely, everywhere I go, I build relationships.
That's good. That's great. Do you have time for yourself? Like, okay, I'm not even asking vacations, but to get together with friends. Do you have those kind of times, or you just work, work, work?
I'll be honest, I'm really more work, work, work. I don't, I don't have many friends, and I don't know if it's a great thing or not so good, but I like it that way. I have a family. I spend time with them. I also do bodybuilding, so every day I have to plan an hour and a half for my workouts. That has to happen, and that's 6 times a week. So that's a break in itself mentally, where I can go do physical work, and that keeps me going. I have to do that. So come for the weekend, that's more family time. But and then we do have some friends, couples that we would do something like that. But for the most part, it's my days are a go, go, go.
I was talking yesterday, I did an interview with a gentleman who is a coach, who's a fitness coach. And
Okay.
we were talking about how important is to go and work out because it helps mentally, helps you focus, and it gets your adrenaline up and your the energy up, right? But
Oh,
you,
sure. If I ever miss a day, and I do, sometimes meetings get hectic, the office, and I'm looking at the time. Okay, I'm not making it to the gym today. It's just that may happen once a week, maybe, but it is a big difference. Even towards the end of the day, I'm more tired the day that I don't work out than the day I do. So it's weird how that works.
yeah. So you make it a plan and you make sure that you do the workout. And so you would not have time to get in a relationship at this point because of everything is going on, right?
Like a love relationship,
Yeah,
you mean?
love relationship there where you are needed all the time.
Well, luckily I'm married.
Oh, you're
So
married. Good.
yes,
I didn't
so
know.
so the relationship, that is a big challenge for sure, especially early on starting, because you have to, I feel like you're juggling in a way. You're trying to keep up with both in a way, and you really, again, if I don't schedule accordingly, it just goes downhill quickly on both ends. So it is one of those where I have to almost structure, okay, here's a weekend, this is being done. If it's a mini vacation, definitely need to schedule it a few weeks out to know.
Do you have kids or no?
I do. I have a 6-year-old, so a
Oh,
6-year-old son and 2 stepdaughters. So
totally handful. 6-year-old, lots of
yes,
energy. Lots of
yes.
energy. That's great. So it means that that you got into a marriage, that it was accepted your long hours of work and your being away for for the long period of times during the day. How you manage? How to?
Yeah, so well, honestly, I mean, it didn't start that way. I didn't get married with that intent. I always wanted to be more. I knew, something about me. I always wanted some type of entrepreneur business. I didn't know what, but so it didn't start that way. It got into that in the early days of, especially when I just started taking education, coaching. I felt like it was a lot of neglect, and it was. I mean, I would go days without seeing them because I was so focused on traveling to symposiums or weekends or whatever it needed to be done. I did what had to be done, but looking back, it involved a lot of neglect.
Yeah, it's always hard. That's why you were asking me questions last time about relationships. Yeah, but I think if you can go through that period of time, it gets easier because everybody kind of settles down, understands that you have a schedule, you have something to look back to. And nothing is free. Is your wife in the same business as you? No.
No, she does help more so. She definitely has taken interest into it now, more so now here lately. So something that intrigues her, but I've grown a big difference since then. So I think at the time where it was just dirty houses fixing them, not so much
Yeah.
as it is now. There's meetings, conferences, coachings. It's a lot more engaging. So she's definitely taken interest into it.
That's great because you can work together, but also your work it requires that you are apart, but you can talk about whatever is going on. So you are not always together.
Right.
And how is the place at this point? Is it closed, or you can go out? Can the kids go and have fun and maybe play soccer or whatever, or football?
Yeah. So one thing that helped me quite a bit was I was able to financially, um, with my side of itself, just even from when I was in corporate, I made enough funds, enough financing there that I could, support our family where my wife did not have to work. So she was able to, I missed many football games, many soccer. My son did a lot of soccer, especially when he was younger. And I missed out on a lot of those events, but luckily she was there available where she could go and attend all the events. Yes, now more so with a little more delegation, business has grown bigger. I break off a bit more, and I also have come to understand the importance of where yes, business has to keep going. You can't really drop it to go to every event, but wherever I can, I definitely make a priority to be part of the family. It's something that you don't get back. So
I'm talking to certain people at certain age when they are not parents anymore, but they are grandparents.
mhm.
And they say it's so much more rewarding to be that age because you don't have to work that much. And you can be basically, it's the second parenthood or something like that. So they have the time to invest. And I think that's great because but you know what? The kids going to see your determination. They're going to see what you are doing. And at certain age, you can bring maybe your son just to have an idea. And it's going to work out well. How
Good.
long have you been married?
Going on 9 years.
Wow! Congratulations. That's
Thank
good.
you.
That's good.
It's been a journey in itself. Yes.
And what did you learn from it? What are some of the lessons that you learned from your relationship from all these 9 years? It's something that stands out and you say, okay, I didn't do this, but now I'm doing it and it works so much better. Can you tell me one or two things?
Definitely having somebody you can count on, that's huge. And more, I guess the older I get, I realize that more how important that is again. Um, I think little things like saying thank you go a long way that many times we don't realize it. So I've learned to appreciate a little bit more, and even something that small can go so big. I mean, just being appreciative for what you have is the biggest thing. We're not guaranteed, and I listen to a lot of motivation speakers, of course, and it's that whole thing that has me we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So appreciate what you have today. So I try to make that a priority the best of my ability. We get caught up with work so many times it's that go, go, go. But it's you have to slow down just a little bit to realize life is happening now as well.
Yeah, there are two words I'm always like one of two words that I'm always teaching everybody: please and thank you. It's those are the two miracle words that goes a long way, because people, they forget. It's like special when you live together and you are together and you just do things and the wife feels like neglected because she's home and she's really keeping the household together. So, it's a good balance between you and your wife. And now that the kids are growing, I think she would enjoy to be involved also, to feel like she's contributing in a different way.
It is definitely teamwork. Yes, it has to be done. It's the only way it works. So
Yeah. I have, I'm going to shut off the taping. I have an idea for you.
okay,
It's business. It's not relation.
sure.
It's business, and I think that is the future, especially with mobile homes. So I'm so happy that you were able to be here and answer my questions. Anything you would like to say to the people who are listening?
Keep moving forward. Stay focused and appreciate what you have.
Yeah, and don't give up. Don't give up,
Can't give
because
up. Cannot.
but isn't it interesting? Every time you are there to give up, then things starts happening. This is
But
magic.
yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, maybe that's life giving you a break. I don't know.
I don't know, but thank you so much. And I'm going to put all the information on the podcast so people
Okay.
can get in touch with you. Okay.
Thank you for having me. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for listening. And don't forget, ask questions. If you have any questions for Jose, I'm going to leave all the information on the site. And until next time, goodbye.